to really start by apologizing for being late. It was beyond our control. As you know, we were really in the field and we were inaugurating the first building, the first building in a batch of 27 buildings that have been completed as part of the Fa'al Khair program. Now, I would like to really thank you all for coming, and then I would like to start by an introduction to the Fa'al Khair program by showing a very short movie, and then inshallah after that we will start the question and answer session from our way of deputation and the IDB president. We have also information, written information on the table behind you about the Fa'al Khair program, and you can...
She is rather small in size, but she is the largest delta of the world. Bangladesh, a riverine country, sits by the Bay of Bengal. Because of its geographic location, she has been prone to natural disasters since time immemorial. Fierce onslaught of cyclones, tidal surges and floods have been a regular phenomenon here. People living in the coastal areas have lost lives and all hopes of living, repeatedly. But they had to fight back. November 15, 2007. A devastating cyclone named Sidr ravaged the coast of Bangladesh, leaving a permanent scar. People there had everything a day before: a life, a family, and a dream to live for. But the dawn left them with nothing but uncertainty. It claimed more than 3,400 lives and washed away all they had of 1.2 million people. Towards the end of that year, a philanthropist anonymously wanted to stand by the suffering people of Bangladesh and donated a generous amount of $130 million. A program was drawn up and named Fa'al Khair, the Arabic synonym of an unknown philanthropist, and it is being implemented by Islamic Development Bank. The program has two distinct components. First is the construction of school-cum-cyclone shelters with a core mandate to save people's lives during disasters, and the second is a rehabilitation program of the cyclone victims to restore their livelihood. A significant portion of the country is prone to disasters, particularly cyclone, and a huge population finds no shelter to save themselves, especially women and children. Moreover, their cattle die and farming equipments are ruined. The Fa'al Khair program identified about 200 such locations where a multi-purpose building can act as a shelter during the calamities and as a school in regular times. Through an international competition, a Qilla-type design and a shelter-on-stilts design were selected based on their aesthetics and functionality. These shelters can accommodate more than 2,000 people at a time, along with 500 cattle and a good number of farm equipments and vehicles. In the design, ultimate safety measures have been considered for these unique structures planned to last 100 years. These include deep piling works up to 30 meters and robust infrastructure to cope with the wind speed up to 260 kilometers per hour. Fairface concrete works have been adopted for durability and least maintenance. High-strength concrete has been used to ensure strong structures in the saline coastal belt. Potable water has been used to ensure the quality of concrete and durability of the shelters. These are intelligent buildings powered by renewable solar energy and have rainwater harvesting facility for drinking water. Some of the under-construction shelters have already proven their effectiveness during Cyclone Mahasen, which hit Bangladesh on 16 May 2013, where people, along with their cattle and other properties, including vehicles, took shelter. Provision of accommodation of cattle, equipment, vehicles, and other essential belongings have generated great interest for affected population to take refuge in these new shelters. During regular times, the buildings function perfectly as schools, accommodating more than 240 children. The Fail Khair program pays close attention to the quality of education as well and arranges training programs for the teachers. With a total fund of $110 million, 24 shelters are now ready for operation, and another 154 of them are in progress. IDB selected shelter sites where none ventured before, where people were left exposed to the fury of the nature. These shelters will ensure their safety when needed most. The Honorable President of IDB, Dr. Ahmed Muhammad Ali Al-Madani, has inaugurated 2 shelters at Koira and Sharankhula. The event turned into local festivals. Every cyclone claims its toll, sweeping away everything, if not people's lives. The pace of life suddenly changes overnight, forcing people to live a life even devoid of basic needs. The Fail Khair program stood by these people and offered interest-free microloans as well as training in order to rehabilitate them. A good number of these cyclone victims have received around 20,000 taka each that changed their lives, and in course of time, they have repaid the amount. Munira was poor. She could barely feed her children regularly, yet she had a roof above her till Sidr.
I saw all my belongings being swept away by Sidr, along with my hope for a better life. We lived on relief we could get, otherwise we had to beg, but I didn't want to.
Munira received a quote from the Fail Khair program. With that, she cultivated petal leaf in a small piece of land. In a very short period, she was able to repay it. Till date, she has availed 6 cycles of loan, which has changed her life significantly.
My children are going to school now. We do not have to worry about the next meal.
Parul Begum and her carpenter husband, Sikandar Sheikh, were already struggling with the lies, and Sidr made it as worse as it could get.
We were left under the open sky. We did get some relief, but nothing that could change our situation. Then I heard about File Khair program and applied.
Parul Begum started to culture fish in her small pond with the 15,000 taka she received as quart. Her husband also helps her at his leisure.
We also received training on fish culture and the way we have progressed. We will not need loan in future.
Happy Arthur had a cow, and with the milk sold, she could add something to her husband's meager income as a day laborer.
But we could not save the cow when Sidr was here. My husband's income was not enough, not even to barely survive.
Happy bought a cow and a calf with the interest-free loan she received from File Khair program. With the money she gets from selling the milk, Happy repaid all her loan and could think of a better future. Jharna Haladar was a poor landless farmer, barely making a living along with her husband.
Sidr damaged all our tools of cultivation. There was nothing left for us to fight back. We were already poor, and after Sidr, we were all set to starve.
Jharna once was listed for a quart by File Khair program. She bought a power tiller and her husband started to plow land commercially. With the power tiller, they now earn 8,000 taka per month. And have paid back the loan they received from File Khair program. Asiya Begum has been living an uncertain life with her husband, who is mainly involved in fishing and part-time cultivation.
Sidr smashed my life in one night. We were left with nothing. No food, no home, no hope. It was a nightmare.
She bought a sewing machine with the interest-free loan she got from File Khair program. By repaying the quart successfully, she managed to get more interest-free loans and made a house and bought cattle. Now, she is contributing to her family and created an example of great fight back. Total number of beneficiaries of rehabilitation program has so far exceeded 200,000. The recovery rate of quartz is almost 100%, enabling the recycling of the rehabilitation fund almost 6 times to $120 million since inception in 2008. The people of this land are very resilient. They only need a helping hand when they are thrown to the ground during natural disasters. And the File Khair program has done that. It has changed many lives, changed the socio-economic landscape of the coastal belt of Bangladesh. Their vision is aligned with Millennium Development Goals: eradication of poverty, quality of education, and women empowerment, empowerment of sisters in Islam. With their cyclone shelters and rehabilitation program, the philanthropist's dream has come true. No more loss of life, with families rehabilitated.
would like to really start the meeting by introducing our guests this evening. To my left here is Prince Turki Ibn Abdullah Ibn Abdulaziz Al Saud. He is the Chief Executive Officer of King or Khalid al-Haramain Sharifain, King Abdullah Ibn Abdulaziz International Foundation for Charitable and Humanitarian Assistance. And to his left is Prince Bandar Ibn Abdullah Ibn Abdulaziz Al Saud. He is member of the Board of Trustees of the Foundation. And then far left is our President of the Islamic Development Bank, Dr. Ahmed Hamad Ali. And to my left here is Sophie Mushtaq Ahmed. He's our project director. And myself is Muhammad Salim. I'm the coordinator of the faculty program from IDB Jeddah. So with this introduction of the short movie about the faculty program, I'd like to start this session for question and answers. And then, of course, I told you that the information about the program is really behind you here. Bismillah ar-Rahman.
Microphone আছে?
Anybody has a question? Microphone there, please. Microphone.
Good evening, Your Royal Highness Prince Turki. I am Mainul Alam. I am diplomatic correspondent of the National Family Daily, that is Ittifaq, Daily Ittifaq. First of all, thank you for coming here. And first question, I have a couple of questions to ask you right now. What's your impression as you visited to the southern part of Bangladesh and opening the multi-purpose cyclone center funded by your foundation? After visiting, would you like to tell us your impression, how this program is going on, and this was the contract was signing long before and is now being implemented. Thank you.
Thank you very much. First of all, this program has been funded by Fa'al Khair. Fa'al Khair, nobody was known who he is, even ourselves, except for Dr. Ahmed and His Majesty King Abdullah. This was kept, even for everybody, for the family, for the government, somebody knows about it, until his passing away. Never the Fa'al Khair program came under his instruction and his donation, his personal donation, which is not the government. Dr. Ahmed came and showed us the Fa'al